What's up, guys? My name is Victor. Welcome to my YouTube page, which is dedicated to helping and assisting light workers and people going through the spiritual awakening, ascension process, navigate their journey. And every Friday, I like to do a question and answer session where I just answer people's and members and subscribers' questions. So if you have any questions yourself, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I also have all my links in the description box with like my Facebook and Instagram. Find me on there. And maybe next week, if I'll answer your question. So this week, here are the questions. Number one, so is marijuana compatible with the ascension process? Does it interfere with it? Does it assist it? Should you avoid it? This is a very popular question. A lot of people have these, they wonder it themselves because it's one of those things that on one hand, can it be kind of addictive and counterproductive? Yeah. On the other hand, does it have the potential to lift you up to like higher states of consciousness where you're able to glean insights on your life and journey? Yeah, it does both. So the real question is, what does it do for you? What role does it have in your life? And it just requires a very deep level of self-honesty upon this topic. And you might have periods where you slip into like where you're kind of doing it every day and it becomes kind of a habit. And then there's other times you get away and you realize, oh wow, you know what? When I do it only sporadically, when I feel guided to, it works. And then you might find there's a struggle where you keep slipping into these addictive patterns. And I'm only describing myself. This is a me, man. Again, I smoked weed since I was 13 years old, and there were times during the ascension process that I found great benefit to it, but I also had the tendency to kind of slip into addictive patterns where I would just do it every day out of sheer habit. And I conditioned myself to want it every day. And I would say, you know what, there's nothing wrong with this, fuck it, who cares, what's the big deal? But on some level, during those periods, I did know that it was just a habit I had. And I usually, when I recognized that, I would try to minimize my use or go a few weeks without it to kind of regain control. Now I'm at a point where I just do it once in a while, kind of recreationally, just like if I go to a concert with my wife. We have 3 kids, and it's a lot, 3 younger kids, and if we want to go to a rock concert and take a couple hits of like a fucking vaporizer, is that going to fuck up my ascension? No. Is there anything wrong with having fun, pleasure in life and using it sheerly for a social engagement and experience? No, there's not. There's nothing wrong or unspiritual with having fun. But if I was to do it too often and I started to do it every day and it became a crutch, is that going to impinge upon my journey? Yeah, it would. So you just have to kind of ask yourself, what is it doing for you? What role is it actually having in your life? There is no right or wrong. Marijuana is a tool. Like any tool, you just have to use it wisely. Okay, I've also been getting some comments about people going through extreme challenges in their life. One woman in particular mentioned that she just got kicked out and they're homeless. There's stuff like that. People dying on them, people losing their jobs, feeling like they're completely screwed financially. And I'm going to just kind of tell you my experience with these situations, because I've been through more of these types of situations than I can count over the course of my journey. And the nature of awakening is not pretty, it's not pleasant, it's incredibly destructive. You will confront and be faced with your worst nightmares, will manifest for you many times in your world. Your deepest, darkest fears that you don't even dare to think about are going to come up and you're going to feel it. And oftentimes as this happens, it manifests as your reality, your physical reality, almost like conspiring against you, where it feels like you are just fucked. You are up the shit's creek without a paddle, and there is no ray of sunshine. There is no ray of hope. You have nowhere to go, and you're just like in it, man. And you just feel hopeless. I've been there 1,000 times. I wish I could tell you it's been easy, but it's not. It's not easy. But I'm still here. I've been going through this shit for over 8 years, and I'm still here. And are there those points where I literally have to hang on to my chair to just not fucking off myself? Yeah, because I'm not afraid of death. I sometimes like, you know what, fuck this. If I didn't have a family, I would have walked off a cliff fucking 5 years ago because some of the shit I've been through. But I'm here. What's going to happen if you find yourself, if you're currently in the midst of this sort of situation, you're going to find it, you're going to feel like I just described for a time. This too will pass. And it doesn't just go away instantly. What's going to happen is you're going to finally like realize the futility of just dwelling on how horrible your situation is. And once you like let go of the victim mentality, which we all have the capacity of dipping into from time to time, this is no judgment. But once you let go a little bit, then the situation can kind of have a little bit of room to breathe, and new energy and new insights and information can come through. And as this starts to happen, you start to kind of pull away, and more positive momentum starts to fill up your field. You'll recognize the value of what had happened to you, and you will grow from it, and you will overcome it, and you will be just fine. Fortunately, you are never given any circumstance that you are not equipped to handle and get through. You're meant to ascend. You are meant to get through this. You are going to do it. It's your destiny. You would not have set yourself up to just completely fail. And as you go through these experiences and overcome them, you are going to have an earthly glow to you, because you will emanate wisdom and experience. Your words will not be hollow. They will be filled with authentic experience that you can only get, and wisdom you can only get by going through the shit. So I just made a video recently about soulmates. So number 3, I'm going to tell you, how can you identify a soulmate? And just to be clear, a soulmate does not have to necessarily mean a lover of the opposite or even the same sex. It doesn't have to mean a lover. I've had many soulmates come to me in my life. A soulmate is just someone you're really bonded with on a soul level, someone you've had many lives with. We have these big soul families that we tend to like incarnate with, and it doesn't always have to be your lover. You could have like a brother as a soulmate, or a good friend, or a teacher. It could be anything, man. It could sometimes a soulmate comes into your life just for a brief moment, for a conversation that you plan it that way to when you guys finally intersect, you can assist each other and propel each other in a particular direction that's beneficial to your soul's journey. But how do you recognize it? I always can just tell. I can recognize it in just the way they resonate with me. It just feels like very light when you communicate with them. It's not like that your ego is kind of like dissipate. Even if you're going through stuff and you have the tendency to be egoic, when you guys connect, your ego is like vanish into the peripheral, and it's just like almost like your souls are speaking through each other, and you can see it in your eyes, you can feel it in the energy and in the flow of the conversation. It's just a very high vibrational, elevated, amazing experience that you'll just be able to see, to feel. It'll just be very obvious to you. You can look into their eyes and just, there's like a glow, a sparkle, almost like just for you. You know, not everyone sees the sparkle, but you see it. It's just a light in their eyes that you're just drawn to. And it's beyond words. But you'll know it when you see it. It's not something you'll have to wonder, is this my soulmate? I don't know. Well, your mind might do that, but on another level, you'll just know. Trust that part of you that will know. And also understand that, again, sometimes a soulmate will come into your life and be there forever. Sometimes they'll come in just for a second. Sometimes they'll be a few years, and all of a sudden you guys got to go on your own journeys. And it's okay. I've had all of those situations happen to me. And it can be very sad when it's time for when you guys know you're parting. You know that your earthly experience, at least for the time being, does not really necessarily require each other's presence, and you have your own little things to go off and do. But it's all fun, man. It's really cool. You guys are becoming enlightened enough to recognize a soulmate. You don't even need me to tell you how. You'll just know. So I hope you guys enjoyed that Friday question and answer session. If you guys have any questions, again, leave them below, and I will hook you up next Friday. All right, have a good weekend, guys. Peace.